Hello everybody, and welcome to That Bit. This week the top 10 crazy facts about the sitcom The Goldbergs you didn't know. The Goldbergs is one of the most underrated sitcoms of this generation. With a talented cast, fabulous writing, and episodes packed with consistent laughter, it's no wonder the show has been on the air now for 7 seasons, with an 8th forthcoming. What makes the series, which is set in the 80s, all the more fascinating is that it is based on creator Adam F. Goldberg's real life. An aspiring filmmaker from a young age, as a kid, he had a video camera that he used to record tons of moments with his family. It's not easy to surprise Philadelphia area fans of ABC's The Goldbergs, who know by now that when creator Adam F. Goldberg writes about his 1980s childhood in Jenkintown, he'll be naming names. Recent 4th season shout-outs have included Philadelphia talent manager Edie Robb, played by Susie Essman, and photographer Paul Sirachman, not so coincidentally played by Rode Robb, Edie's son. Here are 10 things you might not know about the Goldbergs. 10. Troy Gentile played a young Jack Black in 2 films. Gentile hasn't had many roles beyond his starring one as the eldest Goldberg son, Barry. But his one standout role prior to landing this gig was as a younger version of Jack Black's character in the Nacho Libre movie, as well as in Tenacious D and The Pick of Destiny. Interestingly, he also played a young version of Craig Ferguson on a segment of his Late Show, way back in 2005. 9. Hayley Orantia was on The X Factor. Hayley Orantia, who plays the Goldberg daughter Erica, is actually a singer-songwriter, as well as an actor. Prior to snagging the role in this popular sitcom, she was looking to kickstart her singing career and auditioned on the reality competition series, The X Factor. She actually made it through, and even though she auditioned as a solo artist, she was put into a country pop group by Paula Abdul called Lakota Rain. 8. George Segal paved the way for other actors. Segal, who plays Albert Pops, the eccentric grandfather on the series, has had a long and successful career in television and films dating all the way back to the 60s. And he has been credited with embracing his Jewish heritage before it was cool to do so, and being one of the first American actors to become a leading man in movies without having to change his Jewish surname. Other Jewish actors have been using their real surnames, like Dustin Hoffman and Barbra Streisand, and it is luckily accepted and commonplace now. 7. Jeff Garlin has worked with big-time comedians. In addition to working the box office at the Second City in the 80s when he was in his 20s, alongside Stephen Colbert, Garlin has also worked behind the scenes with some other big-time comedians. He helped both Dennis Leary and Jon Stewart develop their specials, working as stage director for the shows and editing the scripts. He has also worked in a similar capacity with Larry David, who he works with on-screen in Curb Your Enthusiasm as well. 6. Patton Oswalt's late wife is featured in a new HBO docuseries. While it might be fairly well known that Oswalt's wife Michelle McNamara passed away in her sleep in 2016, caused by a combination of an undiagnosed heart condition and complications from medications she was taking, it might not be as well known that she features in a current hit series for HBO. As a true crime writer, she became obsessed with the serial killer known as the Golden State Killer. She followed the clues and was in the middle of writing a non-fiction book when she died. The book, called I'll Be Gone in the Dark, was released posthumously in February 2018, and shortly after its release, the Golden State Killer was identified and arrested. A miniseries of the same name featuring McNamara, played by the actor Lauren Orlando, was released in summer 2020. 5. Hayley Orantia has sung background vocals for huge stars. While the whole Lakota Rain thing didn't work out, Orantia did go on to release her own single in 2015 and an EP in 2019. But most notably, she has sung backup for some massive pop stars. She sang background vocals for Demi Lovato on Disney's Camp Rock 2, the Final Jam soundtrack, and for Miley Cyrus on Disney's Hannah Montana Forever soundtrack. 4. Sean Giambrone, like the real Adam, makes movies with his older brother. "We make a lot of movies where the main character has an afro because that's one of the only wigs we have," he said in an interview. "We've done action movies, we've done mystery movies. What got him hired though," said his boss, "was that in his audition he talked about his love of video games. No other kid who auditioned gave any kind of normal story." 3. The pilot features a number of classic 80s songs. from bands such as New Order and REO Speedwagon, and that won't change as the series continues, producers noted. While the Wonder Years DVD box set has been delayed because of music rights issues associated with tunes from the series, producers vowed that wouldn't be the case with the Goldbergs. 2. Garlin acknowledges there will be a lot of yelling from his father figure Murray on the show. With producers and co-stars noting that it's true to the nature of some families in the 80s. "Did you ever watch Seinfeld? Yelling is good," he said. "When it becomes annoying I'll be the first to notice and I'll stop. But yelling is funny." Added McClendon Covey, "We didn't have Dr. Phil in the 80s showing us how to do things perfectly. You yelled through it, you got in trouble and your parents didn't ask how you felt. It was just this is what you're going to do, and you do it. We're working from that place." Fun fact: Goldberg noted that his mother Beverly shipped him a box of her Cosby Show-like sweaters from the 80s. McClendon Covey has yet to meet her. 1. Goldberg didn't have a sister and instead opted to turn his older brother Eric into Erica as played by Haley Orantia. "Adding a daughter into the mix would open up the whole world and bring us different kinds of stories," the writer and executive producer said, acknowledging that his brother wasn't wild about having been made fun of as a kid for being the girl of the family. The showrunner also noted that his family loves the show and that each week Goldberg's own personal footage will be featured during the end tag. "My mom is the most excited. This just validated everything she ever did." Worth noting, Goldberg digitized more than 100 home videotapes to help sell the series to ABC. Thank you for watching that bit. Please subscribe, and ring that bell so you get more content like this in the future.